No signal in the town of Robbinsville. So we will have to consult our map. So we are here. The tail. Oh, here it is. Okay. Surely not. Surely not, right? What is the yellow mean? Oh, state line. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So it is 129. And there's Deal's Gap. Okay. So 129 is... 129 is... there. 129 south. Doesn't seem right. Oh, okay, so we're here. So I must have got off of 143. And 129 north must be up there. So there's 143 east. So yeah, so we're right here. So we need to go back that way. To go up to the tail. I don't know how long. Well, Share Hall is a lot further. We just rode from here to here. And where we're riding it now is here to here. Not too bad. And then let's see. Perfect. Okay. And then, so here's us. We're gonna go Deal's Gap. We were gonna do this whole big Fontana Lake loop, but I don't think that's wise. We're gonna go here. Then we're gonna head up Deal's Gap. And then we're gonna go up. I think Smokemont's around here somewhere. So, gonna head up Deal's Gap, go down the tail. Then we're gonna take the Foothills Parkway, go eat at Mel's. Yeah, let's do it. Bike's not leaking anymore, but just concerned he has no more oil. Every time I dip it though, it's got oil, so. Okay, so back that way. 129 north is what we're looking for. I guess we're gonna dip this one more time before we go. I mean, it just stopped leaking altogether yesterday too, so maybe it's something with the plugs. Whenever they get hot enough, they swell, which I'm not complaining in the slightest. It actually helps me out tremendously, but I would like to know if it does in fact have oil. I guess that's what's happening, is that we just definitely need to check the oil at camp tonight, or I guess I should say tomorrow morning, because that'll give us a true level. Totally should have checked it this morning, but I didn't think to. I mean, it can't be tremendously low where the light would come on, but either way, it's not good for it. Let's see. Okay, so that's... See, I mean, it's still showing that it's got plenty. So... Oh, look at that. Our high beam's working now. That's funny. Like I said, once it gets over its little oil leaking spell, it runs great for the rest of the day. So, we'll see. Okay, we got all that. Got some music, got some tunes. We have us on there somehow, even though it doesn't know where we are. So that's cool.
Alright guys, this is Route 129 North, and this isn't like a labeled scenic byway or anything like Cherhala or 129 or anything like that, but it was just beautiful, and after every single turn it just kept getting nicer and nicer. So it really surprised me. This gave me an opportunity to just slow down and breathe a little bit. There's no, heart pumping drops on either side of you, and it's not super technical, so it was just a nice breather. And yeah, I don't know why this road doesn't get much more attention. I guess just because it's near some of these other greats. But yeah, I mean, it was very nice in its own right. It was such a beautiful day that I was just definitely, I thought I was just going to be bored out of my mind driving all the way up here, from Cherhala to the start of the Dragon. But no, this was great. This was actually a really, really nice time.
I think my route's a little bit ambitious, so we're just gonna come back this way when we're done. Alright, here we go. See what it means to be called the Dragon.
Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Dragon, it is basically the road that is heralded as the most thrilling, technical, dangerous public road in America for motorcyclists. It's pretty much ingrained into you as soon as you get your motorcycle license that this is kind of like, the end-all be-all for technical courses that are street legal in America. So everybody tells you how dangerous it is and how you need to, keep your wits about you and all that. So yeah, I definitely went in a little nervous, but my plan was just to take it one turn at a time. Now, for these two roads to be so close together, they could not be more different. Cherhala is a very laid-back, scenic experience, and this is super technical. You have to keep your wits about you all the time. I don't think that is an invalid statement anymore. But however, I do think that the hysteria of this road is kind of overblown. Yes, it could be dangerous. As you can see, there is no guardrails anywhere in sight. But I will say, if you're a reasonably competent rider and you ride within your skill level, which is what you hear most other people say, you'll be completely fine. There was no real jerks on the road that crossed into my lane, which was what my biggest fear was. I knew that I was going to kind of take it. I was going to have some fun, but I wasn't going to put myself in danger. But I was just worried that somebody else may cross into my lane or something like that. But I had none of that here. And overall, it was a very fun experience. Like I said, it was super technical. And I do think, though, that while the hype of the road is not overblown, it's a very fun road, and I had a lot of great time on it. I do think that the hysteria of it is a little bit, overblown, I should say, just because I think that a lot of new riders could get out here and definitely get hurt. But if you've been riding motorcycles for a couple years and you're not, acting stupid, you'll be perfectly fine. And I highly recommend it. I think it was great. I also got to stop at the diner and have some food, and then went over to Killboy Photos, and they had some really cool stuff there. So it was definitely a great time, and I highly recommend checking it out.
Wow, look at this. This is like a racetrack. Making light work of this, boys. I rode through fog this morning. I ain't scared of no little road.
So as I alluded to earlier, I did go all the way down the Dragon, then I went all the way back up because the shortest way to my campsite was through the Fontana Dam route, which was unfortunately an hour and 50 minutes from Deal's Gap Diner. So that kind of took me by surprise. That was some bad planning on my part. So we're en route now to Smokemont Campground, and yeah, at this point I was tired. I did Cherhala and then the Dragon both ways, and then the Fontana Dam. At some parts it is very, very twisty and curvy. So I was getting tired, and this was definitely a long day, and I just wanted to get somewhere and camp and breathe and be off the bike. And so even though it was a lot of fun, and I see what the hype is about the Dragon now, I definitely want to go back. I think I enjoyed it more than the Skyway. Now, I think that my experience with the Skyway was hampered just a little bit by all of the fog. It makes for a great story, like I said previously, but as far as an experience goes, the Dragon was just awesome. Now, I heard some people say, oh, well, I'd never go back again. It's so, either overhyped or it's too dangerous or this or that. I think it was great that I was able to come during a weekday in March, so there really wasn't that many people out, and it was just a lot of fun, and yeah, it was great. I had such a good time. And then when I got to the bottom, I realized that I was basically on empty, and a very nice lady who ran her own gas station, actually lived in the back of it, saw me outside because I thought the gas station was open, and then it wasn't, but she was gracious enough to turn on the pump for me, so I was able to get some gas, then head back up the mountain, and then through this Fontana Dam, run, and then over to the campsite. Check this out, guys. So we made it to camp. GoPro died, but I got some food like I showed you. It was pretty cool. It's got a river running right by camp, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, bike's doing great. One thing I didn't factor in is my limitations and my stamina. And so I think tomorrow we're gonna cut the route short and take it easy. I think it's still gonna get to over 1,000 miles, which is wild. But as you saw earlier in the clip, that the speedometer cable broke rather. So we can't really keep track of that now, other than by our phone, which has intermittent signal at best. So anyway, thought that was pretty cool though. I'll show you guys this tent real quick because I haven't shown it get put up yet. It's super simple. You just pull on the little red straps with one side of your hand, and then with the other hand, you hold onto that dome. And it's just like that. Not too bad. Alright guys, with that, day 2 is pretty much over. I went down into Cherokee to get me some food, and I had some hot wings, and they were delicious. And then I came back up here and promptly passed out because I was so tired. This took so much out of me. I had no idea that this would be so strenuous. And yeah, it was definitely a limitation of me, not the bike. So anyway. Give you a gauge of how cold it is. I don't know what else does.